Alright, time to do a little more PID tuning. Last left off working on this damping slider. And that, by the way, was to set the D gains at an appropriate spot. And it also set the P to D balance. So it made sure those are in a good ratio, as I understand it. And then now I'm gonna work on tuning the Master Multiplier, and that is gonna keep that ratio the whole time. So the P and D values are both gonna change as I change that Master Multiplier. So to start off, I'm gonna work on that Master Multiplier, and again work in increments of 0.2. And I believe I'm going to start out at, let's try 0.6 again and go from there. Let's get some more of those basement tuning flights in. Okay, so it's time to look at some more data, and I'm glad I'm looking at data because this is what's going to help me to tune. I know some people can tune by ear and some people can tune by feel, but things are too objective that way for me. I don't know what's what, and I'd rather see numbers or something, and something that's concrete that tells me an answer. So looking at this Master Multiplier, I've gone ahead and loaded in those flights, and gonna look at the step response tool again for all of these to see if we're getting close to that ideal response, step response. So trying to make some sense of this again, and like I said before, we're trying to get that to go straight up to 1 and stay there and not have any extra wiggly lines there. So we want a nice quick response in the beginning and for it to stay there. So there's a couple things. I've also read that we want to look at the latency and see that the latency decreases. So that would be, it looks like it's decreasing all the way up to the red. So those are all pretty good D-gains, I guess. It looks like these ones go quickest up to the 1, but maybe not hitting it right on the line. So that would mean they're underdamped. Overdamped? Underdamped. Overdamped. So that might mean going back into that D slider, that first slider that I did. So I want to look at those are the highest D gains. So that would be 1.6 and 1.4 there. All right, there we go. So this looks really good on pitch, I think, because it comes up to 1 and stays there. However, on roll, it doesn't get up to the 1.0. So, and then this dark red one does this little extra wiggly line there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. It looks like I'm going to be playing around and trying to figure something out here. Okay, so I've been looking at this a little bit closer, and I've got the master slider 1.4 and 1.2 comparison here. So 1.2 is in the red and 1.4 is in the maroon there. And I think what I'm going to do is go with the 1.4. So that's the maroon there. So go with the 1.4, but go back and try to decrease the dampening so that this comes up to the 1 a little bit better, because I'm liking that there's that decrease in latency as I go from the 1.2 to 1.4. So I'm going to try 1.4. Let's go over to Betaflight and switch that and go to 1.4 on the Master Multiplier. And I think I'm going to try 0.9 there, because when I did 0.8 on that damping slider, I mean, I guess things are a little bit different now, but 0.8 was up there, and if I had 0.1 in there, so there was kind of a big difference between the two. So I'm guessing hopping in between there will get me there. So let me test that out and see what that looks like. Master slider at 1.4, damping slider at 0.9. Okay, so here's the results of that test of the master slider at 1.4, and I moved damping down to 0.9, and I'm really happy with this because now that goes up to 1 and stays there, and actually pitch looks like it's even a little bit closer, may not even need to be messed with later. So I'm real happy with that. Just real quick to see what changed there. Let me run that again. And you can see I fixed that, and it looks pretty good. I'm happy with that, so that's where I'm going to stay. So I'm going to go ahead and set that again in Betaflight. 1.4. See, I actually tried 1.3, but that didn't work as well. So 1.4 and 9, save that, and move on.